In this video, I'm going to harmonize a sax soli. Some of you might remember a year ago, I did a collaboration with Sharp 11 Music, and I did a super sax arrangement, which was a transcription of a Charlie Parker solo on Cherokee, arranged for 5 saxophones, for a traditional saxophone section. And Jori Reinders from Sharp 11 Music recorded it, and it's on YouTube. Check it out. There's a video where I interview him, and you can check that out as well. So he contacted me around New Year's, honestly, asking if I'd want to collaborate like that again, this time doing a Paul Desmond solo. Well, this has been taking a long time for me to get together. Making a sax soli out of a solo transcription is difficult, and you have to kind of logic your way through whatever the soloist was thinking and come up with harmony that supports their soloistic ideas. In this case, it's Paul Desmond, pretty inside the box, cool jazz player, but it's a beautiful solo, and I've selected a 6-bar phrase for us to take a look at. So let's go into Sibelius. So this is Sibelius. I've set it up in Panorama. As you can see, I've already been working on it. None of this is really finalized how it's going to be. But yeah, so the phrase that we're going to look at is right here. So let's take a listen to just the phrase as is with the bass line. Yeah, it's a beautiful phrase, and it's very different than one that I would have written, because, Paul Desmond is a different jazz musician than I am. I think that's fine. So, so let's just jump right in. So the first thing I do when I'm going to go do a sax soli of any kind is, I guess, I upgrade all of the chords to 5-note chords. And there's a very practical reason for that. When we do any of our saxophone voicings, whether it's closed voicing or drop 2 or drop 2, drop 4, those are all based on closed voicing. So that means that they're closed voicing, but kind of shuffled around. It's basically 4 unique parts, and the melody also doubled down the octave. And that all of those different voicings have those characteristics, which means you're using 4 notes, but as you remember from my lesson on closed voicing, if you haven't watched that, check it out. We generally like to skip the root, which means in order to have 4 unique voices and skip the root, we have to have a 5-note chord. So I'll go right in like D major 7. I will immediately just change to D major 9. E flat minor 11 is already 5 notes, 5 notes, 5 notes. E flat minor 7, I can either make this a minor 9 or a minor 11. And we've got 5th and root, so really either one is going to be fine. Why don't we make it a minor 9? And then here we've got A flat 7. We'll change that to A flat 9. D flat major 7. We'll make D flat 9. E flat minor 7. We've got all kinds of 5ths up here, which means the 11th isn't going to work. So we'll make this an E flat minor 9. F minor 7. Same deal. It's sort of based around the 5th, so we'll make this a minor 9. 7 sharp 5 is already 5 notes. And then E flat major 7, or minor 7, sorry. We'll make this one a minor 11. And that's kind of arbitrary. I think I prefer the sound of a minor 11 generally, but, by 5 percentage points or something like that, like not a crazy amount. So the first thing that I will do usually on these is let's work on this as like the first phrase. So I'll just copy it into the other parts. And this is my own workflow. Bari sax is going to be an octave down from there. When you're doing a closed voicing, generally, I'll do all of the chord tones first and then go back and deal with what I'll consider the non-chord tones or chords or notes in the melody that are not in the harmony at that moment. So A flat is, of course, G sharp is the 6th of B7, which we've already done a lot in this measure, or not we, but I did it earlier. So we'll just copy this voicing right over here. There, I've made it flat so that it makes sense with the next thing. G flat is the fourth of D flat major 9, which is a little curious. So this whole phrase might be kind of a suspension that finally goes down on this second part of the triplet. I'm not sure. F is the major third though, so let's go down from there. So we're gonna have the root, then major 7, then a fifth. Good. Then we've got the A flat, which is, now we're on E flat minor 11, and that is the minor 11th, that is the 11th. So we have to skip the third on this voicing, but that's okay. But since we've already skipped the third, we're not going to skip the root because we can only skip one note. And D flat, and then B flat. Good. Then we've got an F natural, which is, we'll do this as a minor 9, I guess. It's more or less equivalent to minor 11. That's fine. So D flat, B flat, G flat. Yeah, that's our key signature. Okay, great. We have F minor 11. Again, this is on the minor 11th, so we're going to skip the third and do root, 7th, and the 5th. Great. And then A flat is the third. Okay, and we'll talk about this in a second. So we'll talk about it now. So we learn when we're writing saxophone solos to worry about, we want to avoid repeated notes. And so repeated notes aren't the problem. The problem that we're worried about is having all of the parts moving in parallel. In fact, I like to call this kind of orchestration like parallel voicing. We're making all the parts move in parallel with each other. So if the melody moves up by a small interval, like a second or a third, all of the other parts below move up by a second or a third. And if it moves up by a large interval, all the parts move up by a large interval. Now, if the melody repeats the same note over and over again, then it's fine for the other parts to repeat the same note over and over again as well. Now, this B flat going down to an A flat, I don't like all these parts in the middle maintaining the same pitch. So we might look at fixing this once we get through doing the rest of the phrase. So, but we're going to skip all the non-chord tones, and so we'll keep going. So B flat 7, sharp 9. The tricky thing about a sharp 9 chord generally is you're going to include you want to include the sharp 9 and the regular third. So in this case, if you put them right next to each other in the same octave, then you're going to have the major third right above the sharp 9, and they're going to rub in a not pleasant way. Also, they function as, it becomes a simultaneously major and minor chord rather than reading as a dominant chord with an extension. So for this, we'll probably include either the major third or the sharp 9 in our voicing. We've got a D flat in the melody. That is the sharp 9. So we are going to not include any other thirds on our way down. So we'll do maybe B flat, A flat, and then F. Okay. Then B natural is not a chord tone, but B flat is, yeah. So we'll do this as a chord tone. So we'll do F. Oh, we can't include the 9, so this is going to be a little tricky. So we would do F, and then D flat, and then B flat. But notice now we've got, B flat, and that's no good. So maybe we'll include the 6th, like a G. That'll probably be fine. And we'll come back and look at that. I might do this as a D natural. Let's see how that feels when we come back and listen to it. Got A flat. So we got F, D natural again, and then B flat. Yeah, that's fine. This is going to end up being a chromatic passing tone up to B flat. So we'll go B flat, and we're on E flat minor 9. So we'll go B flat, G flat, F, D flat. And then we've got an E flat. So we'll go B flat, G flat, F, E flat, and that's fine. So at this point, I would usually take a listen and see how everything sounds. Here we go. Good. So all the harmonies that we chose sound good. So let's go and fill in those non-chord tones. So some of them are going to be really easy. So like this A is moving chromatically up to this B flat. And so we probably want all the parts moving chromatically in parallel unless something doesn't work, which it might not right now. Let's take a look. Okay, so that'll be an F going up to a G flat, E natural going up to F, C going up to D flat. So we have this, we introduced this new problem of F and F right next to each other. So yeah, we might want to figure that out. Let's see. Good. Oh, well, this is A flat, A, B flat. This can be a double chromatic. Let's do that. So we'll do this as E natural, E flat, B, so B, C, D flat. That's fine. So now we've got, there we go, beautiful. Then we've got this C flat, which is really a B natural going to B flat. So let's fill in the rest going chromatically down. Okay. All right, so now let's see this whole, 2 beats. Beautiful. Okay. So now we've got the trickier part. So what are we going to do about this? These B flats going down to A's. So what if we did all 3 of those as a non-chord tone? So sometimes I end up just sort of trying some stuff out. So this F minor is really a 2-5-1 in the key of E flat. We could do like a G minor, because that's also diatonic to E flat minor. Or E flat major, I guess. So you do G, F, D flat. I guess it's a minor 7 flat 5, but it's all diatonic. This might work. Let's see how this sounds. I kind of like that. Yeah, let's try something on the phrase before, because we have all these fourths going against the D flat major 9. So like sometimes we'll do like a 5 of wherever we are, like a secondary dominant is one of the ways that we do passing chords. So what's the 5 in the key of D flat? A flat 7, and so that would be the 7th of A flat 7. So maybe that'll work. So I'll go E flat. Whoops, don't like that, but that's okay. We can always use extensions to save the day. Let's see how this feels first. Okay, that's actually okay. That's not great. We could take these and make them D flats, because we're basically making it into a sus. Let's see. Well, because we have this same problem over here. But let's it's one thing at a time. I kind of like that. That feels pretty good. Let's listen again. I like that. So then we have to do something about this pickup, because now we've got, both of these parts have repeated notes. Maybe we can do this as a diminished chord. So A flat, F natural, D natural. That's nice. And then B natural. That should be fine. Let's see how it feels. Oh, yeah. Good. So that's how it's done. Oh my goodness. Look how long this other part is. Well, let's blast into it. So we've got 2. This is clearly a chromatic figure. So we're going to come back and fill that in after we fill the other parts in. So let's just jump into it. Oh yeah. This is fun. I have a lot of fun with this. I don't know about you guys, but this is a lot of fun for me. So we'll do so this is an A flat 9. We got a B flat in the melody, so that's the 9th. So we'll skip the root and go G flat, E flat, C. Notice we have another B flat right after it, so we can grab the inside of this voicing and just paste it over there. The D flat is not, that is a non-chord tone, so we'll come back and deal with it. G flat is totally a chord tone though, so we're gonna treat this as a chord tone. Good. Then we have an F, which is a non-chord tone, but we have an E flat, which is a chord tone. So go C, B flat, G flat. Then we've got this G, which we've already done. Remember, it's always nice to come and fill in spots that we've already dealt with. A flat is a chord tone; it's the root. So we're gonna go down to the fifth, third, ninth, yeah. And then this A flat is of course the same, so we'll just jump through and do that. This is the G natural, but this G flat is just the seventh. So I'll go E flat, C, B flat. This is going to work out nicely. We got this F, which is a non-chord tone, but we could already be on D flat major 9 at this point because it's only an eighth note before. So why don't we just treat that as the third of D flat major 9 and just sort of assume that's going to work. This looks like a repeated note, but that first note's marked short, so there's actually space between them, so this is okay. So C natural, A flat. By the way, in Sibelius, if things are getting too close, you can come in and spread them out with reset note spacing is what that function's called. I have a D flat, which is the root. So we're going to skip the fifth, or skip the seventh and go down to the fifth. Then an F, and then we need an E flat. I have trouble reading that low in treble clef, so there we go. We've done this F already. It's these ones are below the F. We have an A flat, so we'll do an F, an E flat, and a C. And again, we're getting a little bit close. Okay. We have a D way up here, so we'll do an A flat, an F, and an E flat, which is just an octave up of the voicing that we did over here. But now it's over there. We've already done this A, but it's a different duration, so it's easier just to write the things in. Okay, now we've got a new chord. So we've got B flat is the fifth of E flat minor 9. So we'll go, we'll do the third, then the ninth, then the seventh. Then this is the third, so we'll go root, seventh, fifth. Then this is the same melody note, just repeated, but because of the different duration, we have to drag things around instead of copying them directly. We have a root on the top, and so we'll go fifth, third, ninth, like that. And then we have the fifth up top, so we'll go third, ninth, seventh. Then we have a new chord, F minor 9. So A flat, G, and then E flat. This A flat is a chord tone. It's the third, so we'll go root, seventh, fifth. Then we'll copy these same notes from the downbeat. We got high F happening up here. So we'll go fifth, third. Oh, what did I just do? Why did this end? Oh, did I skip one? Wait. Oh, that should be a G. That's my mistake. You guys were probably looking at it, trying to figure out why he left that note there. It was a mistake. All right. So, new chord. Oh, it's the same. Oh, this is a sharp 5 chord. It's different. Okay, so we've got the third on top. So we're going to have the root below, then the seventh, then the sharp 5, which is going to be F sharp or G flat, which is in the key signature. So there we go. We've got a B flat. We'll just go G flat below that, then D natural, and then C. Oh, this is not a 5-note chord, so we're going to upgrade it right now. So B flat 9 sharp flat. Sorry, B flat 9 sharp 5. Now we've already done this chord here, but again, it's a different duration, so it's harder to copy and paste. So I'll just drag these notes around. Oh, look at that high note. We've got our G flat, which is our sharp 5. So great. Sharp 5, we'll put the third down below that. Then the ninth, then the seventh. Then we've got this one, which we've already done. So we'll just copy the notes that we had there. Looking good. All right, and then our very last chord is our E flat minor 11. Remember, a minor 11 has an 11th but no 9th. So we've got our E flat. We've got to skip the 7th because it's too close. So we'll go 5th, 11th, 3rd, and then there. Okay, so is there a better way to do this? What if we did this as a minor 9 rather than a minor 11? Well, we'd have this here and this here, which is a little bit better. If we did as a minor 13, we could do that. I wonder how that sounds. Or it's really a minor 6-9 now, really, because we didn't include the 7. So we'll do it as a minor 6-9. Yeah, let's see how that sounds. Feels pretty good. Yeah, the idea was I didn't want a bunch of repeated notes between going over that bar line. Probably would have been fine, but, you know, let's make our writing as clean as possible. So there's some number of non-chord tones we have to come back and hit. So it's this figure. Yeah, let's hear how the parts. I mean, there are going to be a lot of notes sticking out that we haven't harmonized yet, but let's take a listen. Sounds pretty good. I don't know if I like this 6-9. What does it sound like if it just go? Oh. God, it feels so much better than. Maybe it's fine. Okay, so these are chromatic going up to the downbeat. So we're just going to do it as 2 chromatic notes. So A flat, A, B flat. So here we're going to go, we'll just go backwards. E, F, G flat, right? D flat, D natural, E flat. B flat, B natural, C. So now you can hear. Okay, then we've got this, right? With this D flat up there. So we could do this as a diminished passing chord, and it'll probably sound great. But it'll probably be even better if we go diatonic to A flat 9. So what if we make this a minor 2 inside of the A flat? So that would be an E flat minor 7 of some kind. So D flat is the 7th of that. So we go D flat, B flat, G, and we could just literally go E flat. You can just put the root in, who cares? It's a passing chord. See how that feels. Oh, it feels so good. Feels so good. Good job, us. All right, so we have this F, all these Fs, these 2 Fs. These could also be E flat minor 9 chords. Let's try that. So F, D flat, B flat. Oh, there's a problem here. G. Okay, so the problem is it's going to cause a bunch of repeated notes, and that is bad. Why don't we do these as diminished passing chords and see how that feels? All right, so that should work for both of these Fs. And we need to fix this note spacing. That's better. Okay, that should be okay. Let's see how it sounds. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, then we've got this G to A flat going back and forth a bunch of times. So this one's chromatic going up to the A flat, and so is this one, and this one's chromatic going down to the next thing. So we'll do them one at a time. So this one will be I guess it's a bunch of D naturals in a row. So that's a D natural going to E flat. And this is a B natural going up to C. An A natural going up to B. And that should be fine. And then we'll just do the same notes in each of these. Then this is our G natural going down to G flat. So we've got to do this as a downward chromatic thing. So do an E natural here going down to E flat, a D flat here going down to C, and then a B natural going down to B flat. That should work fine. Let's hear how the whole measure sounds. Nice. So I guess we only have one more left that I skipped for some reason, which is right here. Oh, that's a C. We've already done this note. I just skipped right over it. It should be the same as these. So we'll just paste those in and go do that. Now it should be fine. Let's see. That feels pretty good. I was going to go into adding other voicings to this, but I think we've gone on long enough. So anyway, I've demonstrated going closed voicing. Let's listen to it one more time. If you enjoyed watching this, I've got a lot more videos kind of like this one. And for longtime viewers of the channel, if you've been keeping up, you might have noticed that I haven't been posting as much lately or in the last 6 months as I was for the prior 18 months. And the reason is I went back to teaching. I'm teaching basically full time between 2 colleges as an adjunct. And it's a new lifestyle, I guess. And I'm trying to figure out a way to still get videos like this done when I've got that kind of a commitment. So thanks for bearing with me, and I hope to see you guys again real soon. All right, until next time, goodbye.